ladies and gentlemen, hello there. How are we? We are back. We are live. And we've got so much to get through. The question is, how are you? We've got Dynamite to review, don't we? Looking at myself on YouTube and I look good. Just kidding. Of course she was. Of course she was. Fucking diamond peasant. Let me switch them around. This up here, that can go up there. But she'll do it for that clown. She'll gladly do it for that clown. No, you're not. It's mine. That's mine. But shout out to everybody who is watching this live or playback. Our triple review, I checked earlier, the triple review show that we did passed 200 views. So thank you everybody for that. Good evening, Maria. How's things? We're busting a gut, we're busting it up, we're just gonna kick back. Ah. Oh, is that my name?
Say his name and he appears. I believe in
Reece Russell.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
Cause they love him in Scotland and 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 Scotland. They say I believe in
Reece Russell.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
Everyone does. What's up, Fernando? The triple review was Lit Dreams Sunday afternoon. It was a good laugh. It was a good laugh. I mean, we had Matt, we had Catherine as well, kicking back for nearly 3 hours. Over that? How long did we go? Let me just check it. How long were we live for? 3.5 hours we were live. Which was good fun. It was good fun. I need to give it a special shout out though. Now, this is going to make you all laugh, right? So I'm going to jump into the stream on my phone for 2 seconds. Ah, lovely. Thank you. So I've got to stream my phone for 2 seconds because I just want to show you guys something funny. View your channel. Live content. fact, will it show me from there? No, I'll need to go physically into the stream for 2 seconds. Watch this. Special shout out to Mo Dutch. Oh, yeah. He is. For the record, there's 32 separate comments from him on that video. And only 3 for me because I can't reply to them all. It's just absolutely funny. He's a good guy, though. I like Mo. Mo's cool. Fernando's saying Dynamite was lit last night. It was actually. It was actually really good. And it didn't run long either. It's like, if you actually look at it, you can watch it on Daily Motion. 2-part videos if you want. 50 minutes each. So it's less than 2 hours. And it was good pace. It was good pace. I think my only concern, though, is I would have changed some things. Like, I thought the pace was good. But I would have changed some things. Some things were actually well done. And then there's some things that are just, nah. One thing I would absolutely change is that main event. It didn't hit. Okay, so what was everyone thinking about Dynamite before we even get into it? Let's drop your comments, guys. Give me your consent. Just give me your consensus. Give me your thoughts on Dynamite. What did you think? Where did you think it was weakest? And where do you think it was strongest? Because I'm going to give you mine as well. And we're just going to ramp it up. Please hit that like button as well. Please do subscribe. You guys know the score as well. Let's have some fun. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. But I also think when you are putting in filler, you need to have it in the right... It needs to be in the right place. And I'm not sure if they got it in that way. It basically was WWE 2.0 last night with all the fillers and recaps. It's a fair way to comment on it, Catherine. It's fair. I think that's what last night was supposed to be, though. Like, last night was more touch and wood, trying to find the way that it can work, how they can strengthen their story besides the actual in-ring product. It's where does it go from here? Can you get to that? Can you progress that way? Can you evaluate position and grow it? And some of it absolutely are. Some of it not essential. My only issue is Claudio needing help from Moxley to beat Jeff Jarrett. We'll come to that. That's a valid point. I am over all the IWC fans wanting Hangman to take the title off Moxley. Why? I just got the message from Matt as well. Why? I needed that. Really needed that. Ugh. Right. His first run, to an extent, could have been better because it started brilliantly. It didn't end well. Good question. I think he was purely in the package just because he's gone across the globe. But I'll be surprised if he shows up. I think he'll continue with his free agent status and all that. I can see him going. I think he'll be at the Maple Leaf show next month. I think he'll be at the Maple Leaf show, and then after that, it's Touchwood. For now, I don't know. Catherine, potentially he could end up in WWE. It's possible. I don't think it's the right match for him, though. Like, I don't think it's style-wise and how he conducts himself. I don't think that would be the best shout for him. Me personally, I don't think it would be the right idea. Okay, so show starts with Ospreay versus Cage. If D'Amore gets ML, oh, he will. 100% he will. So, show starts with Ospreay versus Brian Cage. This is a follow-up to last week's show. Obviously, Cage, Callis family absolutely tear Ospreay and Omega a new one. And this match actually has something very important in it. It's got limitation. And what I like about that, essentially, what was essential about it as well, in terms of what I mean, is there was more control from Brian Cage, so it limited Will Ospreay doing any diving moves. He only got 3 successful in the match. He had to work a different way. He had to adapt to Brian Cage, which, again, for him, he struggled. It goes without saying, though, this match did have one moment where it essentially could have gone wrong, and it was the finish. If you're going to finish the match with a Styles Clash, please make sure you actually have grip of both arms wrapped around the legs. Because if that hadn't gone right last night, Brian Cage breaks his arm and he breaks his shoulder. Like, all of that, he breaks it. So quintessentially, if it hadn't happened last night, it goes wrong. So luckily, he's not in any harm. This match goes for 10.5 minutes, which is okay. TV time wise, it's actually the shortest match on the card. You would expect it to be the longest, but it's not. It's actually the shortest bell to bell. Post-match segment, we get a attack angle again. The Chaos family brutalize Will Ospreay after the match obviously before the match started. Kenny Omega's attack backstage. We pretty much established it's Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher that does it. And then he makes the save before he gets brutalized, and then the show gets off to a start that way. It's really good working match. I do echo the guy's comments a little bit that he doesn't let Brian Cage lose to someone like Ospreay, but it's pro wrestling. Like, there's nothing wrong with him losing to someone like Will Ospreay. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. Match was good. Cage and Ospreay, it went 10.5 minutes. Not every match can be a DQ. Well, that's alright, because it wasn't a DQ. Cora Jade, I know I've seen that. Could be better, because she's shit. Like, she is genuinely crap. Who do you think is a new Don Callis member? I don't think it's a new member. I think it's a returning teammate. I think it's Powerhouse Hobbs. I'd rather shoot myself. What I liked about the post-match attack angle as well was the simultaneous pile drivers. And the variety. You've got the tucked in wheelbarrow pile driver and you've got the tombstone. So it does show that they're going at arm's length to ensure total destruction of the Dream Team. And it actually holds itself well. I think Cage should have beaten Ospreay. It makes Bryan a more credible monster. But he is credible. If you look at it, he is credible. He doesn't win the match, but he still establishes control of the match. He goes over, like, he gets put over in the post-match angle, and he gets to stand tall. Me personally, I actually think it does make him look credible, because he's like, well, yeah, I lost, but how am I going to get it back? I'm going to beat the hell out of him. Like, it does have meaning to it. Like, there's alternatives. This is what I like about Braun Breaker. for example. He won't win every time, Braun Breaker, but he's going to beat the fuck out of you before or after. And he's credible. So it does establish. He's lost to 2 people. He still won other matches. And he will get the thing is though, is he'll get the favour back. You'll see. What's up, Billy? I don't care. I simply don't care about the guy. Care about Billy, he's alright, but I don't care about who he's referencing. Big whoop, got Hall of Fame induction. I am not spitting out my drink, thank you. I've got 3 screens in front of me. Not happening. Not happening at all. I will say this, so this is where I can come down to Catherine's comment, which is actually very important. She said the match was too long. In actual fact, the post-match angle was too long. Like, it showed the younger talent really well. Takeshi Dunn, Kyle Fletcher, but it showed Murder Hawk and Brian Cage strongly. But it did take them a while to get to that. I find they could have wrapped up just a little bit sooner. That would have given more time to other segments in the show that actually needed it. But you can tell that Will Ospreay isn't the target. It's definitely Kenny Omega. He is the target for the Callis family. Anyway, he can't get in. It's all he makes it all about himself. Not essentially that I blame him, but still. Not for much longer, just wait. This match was actually fine. This actually led to what was going to happen. Jericho versus Cardona was wank. Speaking of moments that stood out really well from this opening match, the top rope F5, that stood out really well. I mean, I actually want to see Brock Lesnar now do a top rope F5. Preferably to Michael Cole or Pat McAfee. Or both at the same time. But this match was in the wrong position, in my opinion. Speaking of wrong positions, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's match actually has more to it. Like, there's more jeopardy at stake for him. So, me personally, I would have opened the show with this one. Because there's something at stake. There isn't anything at stake between Ospreay and Cage. It's just a further continuation of their angle. Whereas Jeff Jarrett's actual angle itself should have opened the show. So they actually got this wrong. Tony Khan can hold that. Just like on Raw, which was a clusterfuck. Raw was a clusterfuck. These two matches, position-wise, were a clusterfuck. They were in the wrong order, and it hampered a bit. It dramatically reduced some story. I don't particularly. I'm not bothered. What did it get? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care for a match rating personally. That doesn't do anything for me. Obviously, I appreciate the way they'll go about it, but I don't pay attention to match ratings. I will not tolerate Jeff Jarrett hate. There's no Jeff Jarrett here. You relax. 2.4 out of 10. What for what for Cardona versus Jericho? NXT was better than Raw and AEW this week. Fuck knows, I don't watch NXT. When you make Stephanie Vaquer lose to Shotzi Blackheart, I want nothing to do with it. I understand why they started with Ospreay versus Cage to get the crowd going, but it should have ended the show. It shouldn't have ended the show. No. I don't agree with that, to be honest. It goes against my whole point about title matches. Oh, this was a low rating. See, that's why I don't pay attention to That's why I don't pay attention to cage match. That's why I don't pay attention. Depend on the circumstance, it should. Like, realistically, either it should end it or it should be the opener. For me personally, I would have had Jarrett in the main event. If he wasn't, like, if it was no title match, I would have had Jarrett's match in the main event. Anyway, speaking of Jeff Jarrett, his match versus Claudio Castagnoli is actually one of the two best matches on the show. Best match on the show follows this. But I just like the way that he's working Castagnoli's limbs. He's working the leg, the figure four early on. Again, it's outside interference that cost him the win, but they build up to it, and it's actually well done between the two of them. There's no need to rush to a diving move, or there's no rush in between holds. It's slow pace. It protects Jeff Jarrett as a older veteran. It protects Claudio as well, because he's been looking a bit lately. But the crowd are still invested. And that's the main point. If you're not invested, you're not going to like it. And to an extent, the crowd has liked what they're seeing. We were never going to get Jeff Jarrett as world champion. And I don't think we're going to get him as a championship contender. I think it was purely... It's the hope that kills you. Like, it's the hope that kills you, and it's what happens to Jarrett. It's no coincidence that it was the leader of the Death Riders that killed his chance. Jarrett is in full control. But there is one part of the match that... Well, there's one essential part of this match that I have to say really was sloppy, and it was the sharpshooter. I know Claudio is strong. Like, He's a very strong athlete. But he should be failing to execute the sharpshooter. Like, it actually takes away from him. So I'm actually disappointed by that. That's on Claudio, not Jeff Jarrett. But you could say it's also on Jarrett as well, as more of a veteran. If you're working the limbs and you have a submission move in your arsenal, you should be able to execute it. Despite the fact that Jarrett counters into a sharpshooter of his own, it is a ruined point of the match, just to let you know. For me, especially as a fan of technical wrestling and submission wrestling, that is actually disappointing. If you're going to make Mercedes Moné's TBS Championship match the main event of AEW Dynamite, I will have someone to come out at the end. I agree with that. I mean, they had Megan Bain there last night and could have had her come out just to stare down Mercedes. I did wonder if it was going to happen, but I don't know. They got that match so fucking wrong. I would love it if Jeff smashed a guitar over Mercedes. That would be a highlight of her segment. Yeah, but there's nothing to that though. I've been waiting for it. Yeah. I need to start reviewing Dark Side of the Ring. Because quintessentially they're getting so much heat right now. They're still getting hate. Like, it will never end for Dark Side of the Ring. Especially because the stuff is good. But people within the business are starting to come down on that heavy. I think it should be the Return of Sky Blue. Ooh. We don't know when she's going to be back though. Like, we actually don't know. And she's not ready either. She's not ready, I don't think. AEW don't do house shows though. That's the only problem. The concept of the house shows is going to die by end of next year anyway. Like, there'll be no more house shows, I don't think. And they'll all die out. In my opinion, it needs to go now. Especially when you're amping up your main show prices. There's no point doing house shows. Like, there's no gain from it now. So essentially they have to go. Following his gut-wrenching defeat by not one but two brutalizers, yeah, you might enjoy the house shows, but they're going to get rid of them. They're going to get rid of them because they care so much about their talent. They care so much about their talent that they're going to get rid of the house shows, by the way. They'll lessen their schedule and then fuck yous over with high ticket prices, and yous will keep spending the money like little sheep. It makes no difference when it doesn't work out. My tickets weren't expensive though. It might seem bloodthirsty, but I don't like Mercedes. That would make me care. Yeah. But having Jarrett just attack Mercedes because it's what he used to do doesn't do anything. No chance. Fucking Paris. Anything French? No thank you. Sorry, Frenchies, but it's the truth. I don't intend on going to France. I don't intend on being near the French. I've got better things to do. Yes, I do actually. I completely do. I've been to one SmackDown at the O2 and I'm never going back again. I'm only going to go to shows if they're up here now. I'm only going to Raw or SmackDowns if they're in my country. I'm not travelling back down to England again for a TV episode. Not happening. Even if it's part of a package for a pay-per-view. Nah. This is my point. These are overcharged in the worst way. Don't feel bad. The Americans hate the French too and we had to bail them out twice. You did more than that. You bent over for Macron. Do you dislike the Chinese? No, I like the Chinese. Chinese are cool. I just don't like the French. Why? Okay, so following possibly. If they come back here, they'll just fanny a bit because it's what they do. They're overcharging for a product that's just hot and cold. The product isn't good. The money is, though. Speaking of what isn't good, MJF's clothing, well, his dress sense. Purple tweed doesn't work. Purple tweed jacket doesn't work. That needs to go. But I did like that it was short and sweet. Like very short, very sweet moment. And it was very effective. And that holds well for his direction. Remind me, how's Fulham doing? Mm-hmm. I said it last week's show. MJF is finished. Like, he is done. And it's high time that he just accepts it. Still shite though. You should have changed it to gold plastic. Because it might work. Neither of them should be champion. Neither. Both of them are not capable. Nah, I think you can't do anything for him. There's nothing available for him to change to. What do you change him to? My opinion, MJF reached his ceiling in AEW. He should have got the WWE because he's stuck now. Not saying he would have been used well in WWE. He's lost all momentum for them to think we want him. Essentially, this is true. I don't think he would have worked in WWE anyway. The level of content he goes to, it wouldn't get him over with that audience. In my opinion, I think he would struggle. And that is very important. Or he just needs to retire. I hear Walmart is hiring. It is sweet though. Like his promo, it's quick effective after he hits the gut for it, but there's nothing else after that. Far too long. Far too long. Sorry, folks, my attention was required, so I apologize. Where were we? Yes. So, how long has Moxley been underwhelming? Honestly, it depends on what you base it on. But if you're being honest, he's been poor for about the past 4 or 5 months collectively. Being before that, he has periods where he dips in and out. You're talking a good long while. He needs to hurry up and lose his title. I'm saying that for a fact. Up next is the pointless match of the card. Swerve, good buddy, AR Fox versus Ricochet. Now, both of them are fun, right? Let's be real, both guys are fun. But did anybody need this match? Genuine question. Like, it was fast paced and heavy hitting all that, and the spirit gun into the vertigo is a great combination finish. But did anyone realistically need Ricochet versus AR Fox? We didn't need it for this though. It doesn't contribute in any way. They got the segment wrong. Nobody needs Ricochet anyway. I can say the same for Roman Reigns. Or Sheamus. Or Orange Cassidy. Or the American politics. Or the Tories. All of them. They're not acknowledging they're doing something else. And you know what they're doing. I don't care about Ricochet, I care about Prince Puma. That whole thing's dead though. You'll never see that type of gimmick again. It's gone. It's dead in the water. Post-match, obviously, Swerve does get his hands. He does get his hands on Ricochet briefly. Goes for the Swerve stomp on the top rope. Then Ricochet gets AR Fox with the scissors again. He's playing into this psychotic gimmick that he's going with. It's a developing character work, and I'll give him that, but what is the end goal for it? Is he just going to smack everyone in the face with scissors? Is he going to be more of a violent sociopath? Like, what is the projection? Like, that's my only thing is, what's the projection of this character and where does it go? That's something that I'm more like asking the question of. We'll see if we get it. If not, Catherine says she only acknowledges Brock Lesnar. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. The only thing that matters now between Swerve and Ricochet is they get to Atlanta next week. Because obviously that is the aim. The aim is for the match. They've had 3 weeks to get to it. Both men have attacked each other. Getting to it's the main point. And they need to end this on a high. I think personally I would have that as the main event. I think it has to main event. I'm doing both. I'm doing both. I do have some concerns for the event, by the way. Naturally, I've got some concerns. But we'll see. It'll probably main event. It should. They've actually built to it, story-wise. They've built to it. Unless there's a title match, as you say. Yeah, title matches should main event your shows. There's prestige to them, or elements of prestige. Otherwise, what's the point? Lyra Valkyria, for example. Her title means fuck all now. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. Sorry. Let me correct myself. It does nothing for her. Roman's not going to win the Rumble. Where are you getting that delusional thought? And Becky Lynch isn't going to get near the final two. I have standards. Lyra isn't it. She's the worst professional wrestler I've ever seen. Alongside Ash by Elegance. Deonna's the pedestal. Lyra can get to fuck. We get a segment for the New York Minute. Again, why are we doing this? Behave. Behave yourself. Deonna Purrazzo. It's crap. Just kick him out of the group. We don't need these New York Minute segments. They're a waste of time. They're boring. They offer nothing. Like, this is the shit that I moan at WWE about. But fuck me, this is crap. What about Kelly? I didn't think she was the worst, but Ash is better. Ash, no, she's not. Kelly, nobody takes her seriously anyway. Mm-hmm. The Bella twins. Overrated, the pair of them. Why? Why? There's only one person I want to see in the Royal Rumble, and she's not going to be there. Up next is by far the best match on the show. Spoiler, it's the best match on the show. Wheeler Yuta versus Jay White. That's for you to figure out, not me to tell you. This was good wrestling. Now, when you look at how this match actually flows, this actually shows how you can build a match on an injury and let it establish itself. I like the way they constructed this match, and I do agree, Jay White was carried, but that's because of he's had very little in the ring recently, so he's not particularly up to speed. But he's in there with someone who is safe enough to work with him, that he's got no risk of getting injured. I like this one. I like the fact that they were trying to they were targeting each other. This is where I do praise other companies for this. To be fair, I praised WWE for this as well quite recently. I like the way they're actually targeting the limbs. They're both going for the same leg, trying to neutralize the speed. Obviously, Wheeler Yuta is faster. Obviously, you try to slow him down, it takes away his diving moves. If you slow down Jay White, it takes away his power. And that is evident throughout the match. I mean, you've got arm drag after arm drag. You've got Uranagi counters. You've got the most quintessential moment is actually towards the very end of the match. And Yuta is lost for words. He doesn't know how to react. He doesn't know how to kill off the match, and he gets caught. And it's clever how he gets caught as well. Like Jay White's going for the dragon suplex. It gets countered. Wheeler Yuta does a headlock takeover again into a pin cover. That goes into another cover break. Straight into a Blade Runner. One hit, one finish. Funny that. This is the whole point. A finish is meant to finish the match, not kick out after kick out after kick out. This actually had it one to the letter, and it was great. Following the match as well, we get a post-match angle. Again, another attack angle. Jay White hits another Blade Runner on Wheeler Yuta. The crowd is behind it. They're chanting one more, one more, one more. He obliges, he does it. He then goes for a third one. The Death Riders obviously come out. Moxley's up on the ring, distracts Jay White. Claudio attacks him from behind. This should be your Grand Slam world title match. If it's not, then you're in trouble. Like, it's actually a travesty if Jay White doesn't win the championship in Australia. Even though he's from New Zealand, it's a neighbouring country. He should still take the title at Grand Slam. If he's not even in a credible match at this event, then what's the point? Darby will be crippled by the time he gets back. I've already said that I expect Darby Allin to win it anyway. But he's away to climb Mount Everest. He shouldn't be getting a title. He shouldn't be bothered at that point. It should be who's there. Adam Copeland, Christian, Hangman, Jay White. Those are the guys who should be after it. Kenny Omega. That's it. A heel shouldn't be taking the title from a heel. Honestly, I would jump to Copeland, and Copeland takes it from Christian. And then whoever beats Christian, that could be your Jay White. And then Hangman beats Jay White, and then Kenny Omega beats Hangman. It's not a merry-go-round for the title, but it's a good projection of the title picture. Because one thing's for sure, Jon Moxley should never be world champion again after he loses it this time. That's it. This should be his last run. I don't think it's working out, this current run. As much as I'm all for the Death Riders faction, it needs a change. It needs a change of the guard. It needs a change of leadership. It needs a change of angle as well. I don't think it's not as strong, even though they're now adding the main event talent in. They went the wrong way round. They should have went for the main event talent first, and they didn't. I would rather see freaking Orange Cassidy win the world title. You need to chill. You need to chill, Catherine. It makes more sense for him to win it as a heel than a babyface. But God almighty, woman. Calm yourself. Speaking of Copeland and FTR make the save for Jay White, who's getting ripped apart by the Death Riders. Then Baldy McBaldy, Daxter challenges Moxley and Wheeler Yuta to a Mid-South street fight. Who fucking cares about the Mid-South in 2025? You know what I mean? Like, who cares about the Mid-South in 2025? Like, the Mid-South got shat on for years by the wrestling community. It seems like a dunk. It's okay, Jay's getting the band back soon. Yeah, Juice Robinson will be back soon. The Guns will be killing it soon. Do they get anything else with them or just stick to a 4? Who knows? But I do miss Bullet Club Gold in fruition. Like, Jay White needs support. He needs that help. Otherwise, he's in trouble. And if he wants to be world champion, he needs his team. Yeah, I agree. I actually think the Guns versus the Heart Syndicate would be a good double or nothing match if they're around for that. If not, Revolution. I would be okay with that. And there's over a month of building to actually no, there's a month and a bit actually, because Revolution's March 9th. So it's close to 40 days. See, 28 days this year in February, 1 day tomorrow. Yeah, about near enough, like close to 40 days building to Revolution. Get your strongest hitters in and go for it. It's your first pay-per-view of the year. You need to hit home. You need to hit the ground running. This is why I've got a concern about the Royal Rumble. But I won't say it until Saturday. She's already in the Royal Rumble. She's already in the Rumble. Please, if you're going to call her names, can we at least do this right? If you're going to insult her, at least do it right. I know that, but I can't think who you want Tessa Blanchard. It's not Tessa. Although Tessa, I still think is an incredible wrestler. And before anyone asks, I'm not thinking about Stephanie Vacour either. Even though I'd love to see Stephanie in the Royal Rumble, I think she is in it. Who I'm thinking of is someone who isn't active anymore. Like, who isn't an active talent anymore. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it'll be Masha Slamovich. Incorrect. I want to give a shout to Wheeler Yu as well for the I have until 5 line as well. Because obviously he is the one that eliminated Bryan Danielson. It's great that he used that one line as well. Like, he used that one line to reiterate to the referee, like, I have until 5. Like, back off. Like, it's really well done. That is flat out disgusting, Catherine. That is flat out disgusting. Yeah, she's ex-WWE. She's ex-WWE. It should be painfully obvious who I'm thinking about. Hope she breaks her legs. Okay, right. we've got, ironically, because you mentioned the Guns, we do have an aired vignette for the Guns as well, confirming they're on the road to recovery. So we will be getting them soon. I wish the GOAT would be in the Rumble. Like, it would be great if the GOAT was in the Rumble, but it's not Bill Nakano I'm thinking of. We also get an interview from the Hurt Syndicate, again showing their destructive path to championship gold. I like this group, but I have a fundamental issue with it. Like, I have a fundamental issue with the Hurt Syndicate. And before people think, oh, it's because it's just a particular group of stereotype, it's not that. My actual issue with it is, can we stop trying to recreate a faction that hasn't been good since 2015-16 TNA? Please, can we just stop? It's because they're both shit. Like, they're absolutely crap. Like, WWE tried it with the Hurt Business. AEW are doing it with the Hurt Syndicate. What TNA did with the BDC, you cannot replicate anywhere else. And it's disturbing. I like that they're doing a takeover angle, though. You know what I mean? I do like that it's a takeover angle, and they want to take over everything, and they want to win all the gold. But you can't recreate something that was great nearly 10 years ago. It has to change. It has to evolve. It has to become something new. And that's the issue that I had with the Hurt Business. At least with the Hurt Syndicate, you've got Shelton Benjamin this time. But it's not the point. Like, Shelton Benjamin actually looks good this time compared to before. But it doesn't matter. It's still the same weak formula for this group. And as good as it will get, let's be honest, as good as it gets, it still doesn't top that feeling from 10 years ago. You need to change up just a little bit. We then get the segment from Mariah May. She gets another out on the stage segment instead of backstage. Good. This was a better promo from Mariah this time. Much better promo. I like that she's amping herself up. No. Amping herself up. She's declaring that she's better than any version of Toni Storm. That is well done. I like the emotion. It's raw. The word choice is finally there. that she's not had for a while. And I like the strong sentiment of the promo. Like, this is a well done promo. So fair play for getting this one right. I'm just concerned that they might not get another good one out of her while she's still champion. And if they can't, then it will justify Toni Storm being in the main event at Grand Slam Australia. It will justify it. But if she gets another good promo before then, she's going to retain the title. Like, I'm actually confident if she has one more good promo, she'll keep her title. And they'll persist with the Toni Storm resurgence in a timeless fashion. Like, it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, it is coming. Will they get to it? We'll see. Otherwise, make the switch. Make the switch. See you later. See you there. See you there. Right. We get the beauty of Deonna Purrazzo on screen saying that she's going to get at Harley Cameron for costing her the shot at the TBS Championship, starting with Collision on Saturday. Taya Valkyrie has challenged her. Not interested. Which is the champion makes the first entrant. Again, weird, but okay. Cutting about in American style attire, Mercedes Moné, which is very different. It's not something I've ever seen her compete in. But she's got the crowd against her, though. Like, the crowd are fully against her, which is what a heel's supposed to do. So that's a bonus. Sakazaki comes out. Crowd are firmly behind her, but she's been injured for a while. She's came back recently. She's in a title match already. This match is half good, half pointless. Like, it's good that it's Mercedes Moné, but it's pointless that it's Yuki Sakazaki. She's going to be gone after this for fuck knows how long. She won't be seen for ages. Why is it her? Why not somebody who's actually more present on the show? At least it would have done more. Now, it's actually a good TV match. It's just, it makes little sense. Especially because it's someone who's not going to be around for a while after this, I think. Yuka will be away for a while. But who, after winning with the money maker, again, did it before, that finish needs to change. She needs to go back to the statement maker, her crossface. That needs to be her finish. I don't know who her next challenger is. Is it going to be Megan Bain, who wasn't present on the show? Could it be Deonna? Will it be Julia Hart? Will Chris Statlander get a third match? Could it be Catherine's best pal, Thunder Rosa? Will it be Jamie Hayter? Like, who is going to be the next challenger? when will Mercedes drop this championship as well? Who's she going to drop it to? Like, we need to see something now from this division. Like, she's the champion now. She's been the champion since last March. So come on, let's get something out of this. Let's get some fun here. This isn't the Rumble show, so I'm not telling you. I'm not even going to give you the answer. I did like the Hammerlock medical round as well. After she initially kicked out of the statement, like she kicked out the moneymaker, done the hammerlock, it worked really well. Then she went for the magical medical round splash, got caught. We need to see more from this show going forward. It wasn't a bad show. Let me be concrete. It wasn't a bad show. But you could flip the switch a bit. Like, you can flip the switch. Last week's show was really good. This was a level down a bit. So let's actually see what follows. Like, Collision needs to be better. Get rid of Chris Jericho. Take him to the Antarctic and leave him there. Get Big Bill on his own. Get the credibility of Mercedes some top tier opponents. Give MJF a new purpose. If it means a feud with Hangman, then go for it. Because they've actually teased that better than the Jarrett feud. Moxley needs to be in a position where he needs to lose his title and actually show it. We need to actually see the title again. It's not been seen for months. Another show for Orange Cassidy. Success. But we need to see the show change its order a little bit. Because that will get the crowd more interested. The crowd actually were good. But you still need to follow up. I'm just glad, and this is not a point score before anyone says this. I am glad that there wasn't any. I'm glad that no one on this particular show after what's happened this week, nobody got seriously hurt. And I'm hoping that Monday was just a one-off. Because I don't want to see that again. Catherine says, I think they're waiting until Mercedes has passed Jade's reign as long as TBS champion before they give Mercedes a true opponent. Yeah. I know who it is. I don't like it. Trust me, I don't like it. It's crazy. This has been nearly an hour and a half, and it doesn't feel like it. If anyone has anything they want to talk about, though, let's keep going. I am all round fun and games, enjoyment, the lot. You know me. Because, well, United are playing, and that's going to be funny anyway. They better actually fucking win. No, you're not getting the answer, Billy. It's not happening. I'm not telling you. If you want to know the answer, figure it out. Instead of me spoon feeding you. It needs to be relevant to the show. This isn't. This isn't a talk WWE show. If you want the answer, either guess correctly or ask me on Saturday. I'm surprised nobody's guessed it correctly. It's actually quite funny. It's quite easy. Like, it's that easy that it slaps you in the face. No. Definitely not her. Yeah, we can answer this because this is relevant. In a reality, yes. When you look at it, she is in demand. She is wanted everywhere. She is talked about. The only thing is, and I say this for every talent in promotion to promotion, no one, no matter who you are, is worth that amount of money. That's the only drawback. No one is worth that. This never gonna happen. Because if it's a WWE match, it'll be slow. And you'll struggle to lift. Good seeing you, brother. How are you? Going back to that question, I think I would still say she is relevant. And I think she is. I wouldn't, no matter who you are, male or female, I'm not paying you that amount of money. Like, I'm not paying you that amount of money. I think that's something that's major for me. To an extent. You would be surprised how little success you're going to get from that. Nil point. The worst thing about it is how people are treating pro wrestlers these days. Like, they're categorizing them in a way that it's physically not possible. And that has to stop. I would smack them all with steel chairs. And I'd send them to OVW, where they belong. Most overrated in AEW male and female. Who's most underrated? Most overrated female is Britt Baker. Most overrated male. MJF. Most underrated female. Most underrated female for me is Julia Hart. An underrated male, I would say. I agree with the Wheeler Yuta shouts, but I would say Buddy Matthews. I find Buddy is the most underrated. If I gotta be honest, I would say it's those. I'm still not answering that question. Nice. I can't stream the game, but I've got it on monitor number 3. Too bad Dallas playing. Fucking disgrace. But yeah, what else have we got? Questions wise. Of all people, how have you not figured it out? I'm not even kidding. How have you not figured it out? Malasia. What a fanny. I'm genuinely surprised that Billy's not figured it out. Like, I'm not joking. Yeah, he's playing. He's just been booked. 3-0 would be one way of putting it. She's not been in a official wrestling ring in about 10 years. Quite literally. So all you gotta do is just watch the show. I could change one thing. To be fair, I probably would change the direction for booking. But I would probably change the booker. And I would stop listening to people like Busted Open and all that. That I would stop listening to people that don't watch the product, that just openly lie. I think that's what all these bookers do. They listen to all these clowns, and they're telling them what is compelling product in television and pro wrestling when it's actually not. It's actually, it doesn't help. And like I said before, I said it on a previous show that I respect Dave Meltzer from his historical knowledge. Like when you look at historical knowledge, his knowledge is great. Like his knowledge is brilliant. But he shouldn't be the benchmark for what the product is booked to. I still enjoy having those matches that lights up a crowd, but I still want to see the feuds envelop themselves and just go for it and have the just have the balls to not fucking care if it's not working out initially, to persist with it. Don't give up straight away. So I would stop catering to that. I would get rid of some of the talents that just don't want to be there. And I would just build a roster that's fully behind it and wants to succeed and have fun doing it. Might be. I would get rid of all the clowns, like your Orange Cassidys, your Maximum Male Morons, Britt Baker, Max Caster. I'd get rid of all of them. I'd fuck them off. I would send all of them to OVW. They can go there. Simple as that. Oh, and I'd get rid of Chris Jericho as well. That's what I would do. Yep. So that's what I would do. But what I will keep doing is these honest reviews. The content will grow continuously. Wait, which two are you referring to? Oh, those two. Yeah. I fucking hate them. I hate them in WWE. I hate them on the indie scene. I hate them in AEW. The gimmick is an insult. Like, I absolutely hate it. As I was saying, what I will not stop doing is the content, the collaborating with other people, growing their content, growing mine, doing these honest review shows, the gaming streams. We've got another one coming up. We've got a double review tomorrow. We've got so much coming up. Rumble preview, Rumble review, Collision, SmackDown. Some other things that I'm keeping quiet for now. But one thing is an absolute certainty. The Steelchair is growing. And it's all thanks to you guys as well that tune in and communicate. And I absolutely appreciate it. Well, I've been waiting for you, dumbass. So when do you want on? If you want on the channel, big man, all you gotta do is ask. You know that. If you're around Saturday, maybe you can jump on. But in the meantime, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you all tomorrow. Ring of Honor and TNA review. We'll see how these go tonight. Mid podcast, Graps TV, Covalent TV. Check out Ailey's channel. They'll kill it. Check all them out. Ailey will be back this weekend and beyond. In the meantime, I'll see you all soon. We'll do that. We'll sort this 100%. But in the meantime, guys, thank you. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.